Well, the federal government wants to add even more red tape to the already Byzantine and backlogged veterans claims system. They want all claims to be filed using a new standardized electronic form. Veterans groups are outraged by this. They say it will harm our nation's heroes, not help them. Joining us with his take is Lieutenant Colonel Allen West, the former Florida congressman and a Fox News contributor. Colonel West, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Clinton.
So what's the point of this?
Well, I think that you see the ongoing war against veterans here by the Obama administration and really by Washington, D.C. You know, I really find it quite complex and heinous that the ease by which you can go on food stamps or the ease by which you can get an electronic benefits transfer card, but yet we're making it more difficult for the men and women who have been willing to do that and give that last full measure of devotion to be able to get the benefits and the care and the disability claims ratings that they rightfully deserve. And we're just extending that timeline. So I don't know why we want to make it more difficult. I'll give you another great example of what's happening for our veterans also is this week, 189 TRICARE service centers will be closed as of 1 April. Now, the administration is saying that that's going to allow them to save $50 million a year. But on the other hand, you saw $52 million spent by this administration to pay for commercial advertisements for Obamacare using Magic Johnson and Alonzo Mourning. So our priorities are upside down when it comes to taking care of our veterans.
So it's easier to get welfare than it is to get veterans' disability benefits. Could that have something to do with this fact? The overwhelming majority of welfare recipients voted for Obama in 2 elections, and the majority of veterans did not. Do you think that might have something to do with it?
I think that has a lot to do with it because everything for this president and this administration is definitely political. And what further is incredible is when you think about what percentage of the American population we're talking about, military retirees, because as you know, that 1% cost of living allowance is going to be taken away until you get to 62 because I guess they figure you can still go out and work even though you've given 20 plus years of your life to service. But it is incredible to understand that they don't recognize this service, that they don't understand that this is a commitment, a promise that's been made, but it is all political because they don't feel that these veterans, the military, those retirees are supportive of this agenda. But I also believe that this is an attempt to somewhat take down the military health care system and force more of our veterans to go into the Obamacare exchanges.
So I want to read a statement from the VA. And by the way, I know some people who work at the VA who are veterans and who love our veterans and are doing the best they can, and they are up against a pretty big bureaucracy, as you know better than most. But this is a statement from the Veterans Administration. Quote, this proposed rule would require the use of standardized forms to help streamline the claims process, to modernize the VA system, to ensure veterans and their families receive the benefits they deserve more quickly. You don't buy that?
No, I don't. And furthermore, if you want to make that the case, then why close those TRICARE service centers where you can have that one-on-one contact of the veteran or the retiree with a person so that they can turn in these forms in the proper manner. So to me, you know, to say that we're going to shut down these service centers as of 1 April all across the nation, but yet we're going to go to some type of standardized form, which a lot of veterans, they just don't have access to some of these computer systems and things of this nature. Why don't we facilitate and make it easier for them instead of making it more difficult?
Colonel Allen West joining us from Washington this morning. Colonel, thanks a lot for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tucker.